Hi everyone, and welcome to Ask Frank. Today's question is a very complex question, I must say. And I'm putting it as anonymous because this is a statement, not much as a question. And I was allowed to have it here on Ask Frank, so the person will know who that is. And the statement goes as follows. Nature is cruel. How could a benevolent, loving creator of the universe could have created such a horror show? Being a statement, it's also a question, and most likely a cry for help. At least I see it like that. I can feel the desperation, the anger, the frustration that comes with this statement, quote, question. But in order for me to answer that question, I had to break it down at least in 3 parts. One is define benevolent. In order for you to define how could a benevolent, loving creator of the universe. When you talk about the word benevolent, you are creating the image of someone who has control over your life. Then you have to define what is that loving creator of the universe. I assume this person is making reference to what many of us term as God. And then who could have created such a horror show? Just like if it would put here just for enjoyment, entertainment of a horror show. There's no easy way to answer this question just in 5 or 6 minutes. It's impossible, because it takes a lot of understanding what is that benevolence, who is that creator, and what's the purpose of creating something like a horror show. Let me put it this way. As I bring the message without theological ties, I do understand the fact that there is an original creator. Many people give it form, names, create images, but I don't, because that creator happens to be you. You see? If we go back to the origin of life, we would have to understand that we came from that creator. And if we came from that creator, we are that creator. We are that individual part of that existence, which is manifested in life. In this specific case, in the physical form, which is the individuality of that original vibration, which became a desire, which became a thought, which became a form, creation. So who created what? Isn't humanity the individuality of God, creating what we have become today? And if we were created by that original thought, original form, original creator, and we are today manifesting, who is responsible of this final outcome? If you are the total sum of all those experiences since the beginning of time, what is this circumstance that we are living in right now, if not of our own creation. So if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself. You have to change what emanates from you and manifest here on earth. And as many as you manifest in the same way, the world will be forced to change. You see? That easy. Just let me give you just one example. Very simple example. I used to drink a lot of milk because I was born and raised to drink milk. But later in life, it came to me the understanding of what we're doing. We're actually drinking bodily fluids from an animal. And it's not our true nature. Plus all the things humanity is doing with that terrible animal just to feed us so they can profit from the drinking of milk. Now, this is my own experience. I don't want to impose to you any of that. But just give it a thought. You are ingesting bodily fluids from an animal. Now, if everybody understands those principles and decided everyone at once to stop drinking milk, like I did when it came my time, what would happen to the milk industry? If every single parent of today would understand the principles of life, just as I just briefly explained it to you right now, and there are a few of them that are thieves, deceivers, parents, spouses, and they understand that principle and stop abusing their children, everybody at once, what do you think will happen with humanity and the suffering of all those children and spouses that are physically, mentally abused? What would happen to that? It will disappear. You see? Now you're saying, well, that you're daydreaming because it will never happen. I know it will never happen as long as men keep thinking that way. See? But if humanity becomes one, into one original thinking form, understanding everything that I just explained you, and they abide by the golden rule, knowing the law of cause and effect, as I proclaim here today and in my websites and everywhere I go, what would happen to humanity? Are we that God creator of the universe, creating this horror show? What about all the suffering that we do to animals? Just for greed? All traditions, what we have been taught? What happened if we stop doing all that? Would we be able to change the world? What about greed? What about money? And the greed for money, and the greed for power, and the governing of all the countries in the world because someone decided to govern the world in the ways they decide to do so. And that person decide to follow the basic principles of the origin and purpose of life, the golden rule, and the law of cause and effect, acting upon that golden rule. What will you think will happen to humanity as a whole? So who's here to make the change if not yourself? Because you are part of God, because you're part of that creator, because you are that creator in individuality form, manifesting through the senses and taking back with you the memory of all you have done, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So nature is not cruel. Nature is always looking for balancing itself. And if you are on Earth and you disrupt Earth, Earth will find a way to rebalance itself. It will. Like it or not, believe it or not. And you are caught in between because of your doings, or because of the law of cause and effect, that you might have no bearing into it, but you, not as an individual, but as a collectivity, you are part of that problem that had been created on Earth, and now Earth has to readjust. Isn't the same thing when you do the same thing with humanity? When you exchange words with humanity? The way you express yourself towards others? The way you behave, the way you comprehend, understand, or judge others? If you start making that change, aren't you doing a change to this world? Do you think, and it doesn't make sense to you, that there could be a benevolent, loving creator of the universe creating all this horror show? Or doesn't it make more sense that you are the own creator of your own environment? And most people say, well, that doesn't apply to me because I haven't done anything wrong. Well, it's just that you don't remember. But as the previous Ask Frank that talks about reincarnation, it plays a big role in your life. Don't you think that if you are the sum total of all those experiences, aren't you bringing with you one experience after the other, creating a preconceptive idea of what things are based on your experiences? For one, this road is pretty steep, but I like the experience. But some other, I don't want to go there. Why? Because you probably had an experience before. A very bad experience that you're not looking forward to that path. But for somebody else, it's an adventure because they've never been there before, and I want to go and see what it's like. Because probably I have a soul which I want to explore life. But I could be also a soul that I'm done with it. I just want to internalize everything that I see and think within and understand what life is and all the concepts, and I just want to be in peace. So who is that person that wants to be out there having fun, judging that one that doesn't want to do it because he or she rather meditate? You see, we are the sum total of all our experiences, the beginning of the first movement. So think about how many lives we have been having, and today probably enduring what we don't remember that we came and agreed here for. Just give it a lot of thought and stop doing what people do, because humanity tend to blame something or someone else for anything wrong that happened in their lives. Isn't that human nature? Yes, it is. It's either bad luck or the will of God, or whatever you want, but it has to be in somebody else other than thinking, what might I have done wrong, or what might I have done right that is taking me today to what I'm here today experiencing in life. Think about it, give it a lot of thought, and keep asking your questions. So I hope that this answers your question, Anonymous, and you know who I'm talking to, and keep asking questions, because the more questions you ask, the closer you get to clarity, to understand that there's no mystery in life, only lack of information to what lies ahead. And my purpose here is to help you remember that truth that you had buried within yourself. Because if you notice every time that I talk to you something and you say, that makes sense. Yeah, he might be right. Yes, I understand. It's because you're remembering what you already knew. Okay? So keep sending your questions, and this is all for today. My name is Francisco Valentin. Until then.